I'm actually a little nervous about this, to be honest with you. I don't know what to expect myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's normal, I guess, to get nervous before you get in bed with a woman, right? You get nervous when you get in bed with somebody, right? You're supposed to be. There's a little pre-bedding nervousness happening. So this is going to be it's going to be fun.
Hi, I'm Joan Rivers. I hope you know by now the show is called In Bed With Joan. I'm Joan, and we always start it the same way by my saying very simply, let's see who's coming out of the closet today. Hello? Ah, Tom
Hello.
Green.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Hello, Joan.
Hello, hello,
All right,
hello.
yeah. I took my shoes off.
First of all, this whole show is because of you. The first cable internet show that I ever did was in your house.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is so great.
Yeah. I apologize in advance.
No, it was in your living room.
Yeah, have you decided that it's time to get the cameras out of the house yet?
Not yet. Melissa's decided.
Yeah.
But I'm downstairs, so she never comes down this far unless she's looking like to get some ore.
Give it another couple of months.
Yeah,
You're
did
gonna
it
want
get you crazy?
Yeah, it drove me crazy, yeah.
So where are you doing your show out of now?
Well, I'm doing a podcast now, but it's
Yeah.
just a radio show, and I do it in a radio studio, not in my house.
But don't you sometimes think I can get up and do it in my jammies?
I did do that.
Yeah.
I did do that, and then there was times where we would turn the TV studio in my living room on, probably when I shouldn't have been turning it on. You know, you have a few too many glasses of wine, you get up in the middle of the night, oh, I'm going to turn on the TV studio, now you're broadcasting. And so, you know, it was fun, though. I had a lot of fun with it for 5 years, met a lot of great people.
Did you make money?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Melissa!
Yeah.
He made money. Something is very wrong here.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, just keep working at it, Joan.
How
sure
long?
Well, I'm sure you'll work at it. Yeah, you'll make it eventually.
You sit on this bed means I have to go to another fucking Indian casino.
Yeah. Well, that's fun, though, right?
Yeah, live. Yeah, don't you love? You went back to live.
Yeah, that has been something that has really kind of just really changed my life a lot in the last few years. I really feel just so much better about everything, being able to get out, do stand-up. I'm on the road all the time. I just got back from New Zealand. I was over there. I did the Edinburgh Festival.
Don't you love the Edinburgh Festival?
Yeah, I had a great time there.
Yeah, they loved you.
Yeah, it was really good.
You and I met on Celebrity Apprentice. That was not a happy moment for you.
I had a good time on the show, actually. I remember we were at some museum or something, and he announced they had to pick who the next project manager was, and I volunteered. I said, Mr. Trump, I need to be the project manager this time. I'm tired of losing. I volunteer to be the project manager. And then he announced that we were selling wedding dresses. And then my entire team mutinied on me. And nobody would do their job, and nobody did anything I asked them to do, and it was a bad scene. And I remember the last moment of that last day of preparing the wedding dress space for selling wedding dresses, Rodman said, hey, Tom, you want to go get a drink? And I knew they were filming. I said, yeah, let's go get a drink. A 7-foot-tall cross-dressing basketball champion asks me out on a date, right? You say yes, right? You say yes.
I'm there. All right, let me ask you, you still call yourself a Canadian. How long have you lived here?
12 years.
So aren't you beginning to think, you don't say anymore at the end of a joke?
Yeah, I think when you're Canadian, you're always Canadian, right? It's, you know, you don't lose that. My family's in Canada. I go back to Canada a lot. You know, LA is a weird place. It's a weird town. I don't know that I'll ever feel like Los Angelino. It's, you know, you drive around, you feel like you're kind of driving around Disneyland, right? There's
Yeah.
you know, movie stuff everywhere. It just seems a little bit obscure to me. So I think I'll always be Canadian, yeah.
Now
I like it here, though. I love America. It's been good to me. I've had a lot of fun, and things have gone well. So I don't, you know, I don't have a problem with America. It's not like I'm ashamed to say that I'm in America and I love America or anything like that.
Right.
It's nothing like that or anything. It's not like that.
And the nice thing is, if there's a war, you can go home.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got that safety net for sure. Yeah, the economy collapses, total anarchy breaks out. I'm straight across the border.
Oh, so
yeah, we got all the fresh water, and we'll be up there. And then you guys will invade, and then we'll have, you know, world war with Canada, right? So
You're into beer.
I am. I have my own beer is coming out in Canada first, but we're going to be getting out in the U.S. It's called the Tom Green Beer, and it's very delicious, chocolatey.
How did you get involved with beer?
I was up in Ottawa, and have some mutual friends with these guys who started this beer company. And it's a family-run business. They're young guys. They're skateboarders like me, and we just started.
You skateboard?
Yeah, I broke my leg 3 years ago skateboarding, and it really kind of shook my confidence.
Yeah.
Got it on video though, so that was cool.
Yeah. So what do you talk about in your act?
You know, I talk about our world, our changing society, about how I think that the world was better when I was younger, before the internet. I make a strong argument that the internet's ruined the world, that social media is corrupting our brains, that we're not communicating with each other as well anymore. We're all stuck on our text messages and on our Facebook pages, and that's sort of the jumping off point, and then I go from there.
But meanwhile, you're making a great living on social media.
Yeah, it's just midway through, I do tell everyone to follow me on Twitter. But I talk about how Facebook ruins marriages, and I have a bunch of funny lines.
For example, how does Facebook ruin a marriage?
Well, I talk about when I was a kid, I had a telephone in my kitchen, and that was the only connection with the outside world. And then I'll look at a lady in the front row, and I'll say, if somebody wanted to call your husband, she would call the phone in your kitchen. And you would pick it up and you'd say hello, and she would say, is your husband there? And you would say, who the fuck is this? Right? And then you'd say, Roger, there's some cunt on the phone. That's the big line. That's the big line when I throw the cunt word in. Can you say can you say cunt here? Of course you can, right? Yeah. I'm in bed with Joan Rivers, right?
Where else?
You're known for salty language.
I'm known to be a cunt.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't going to say that. But the point being though, is first of all, I always find it weird. You probably would know what I'm saying. Telling a joke when you have an audience is a lot different than repeating the joke on the show, right? So the show has some serious undertones. I'm trying to make a point. I actually am trying to make a point with it. John.
From your little show in Canada, MTV picked you up.
Yeah.
You were a tremendous innovator, and you did crazy things when you were young.
I've actually thought about this, because sometimes people say, do you have any regrets? Do you regret doing anything? And I don't, because, if I hadn't done a lot of that stuff, people wouldn't have paid attention to the show. I was doing a public access TV show in Canada. Nobody would ever looked at that. But, we had to sort of shock them into paying attention to us.
But really paid attention. When you became famous and successful, it was very fast.
Yeah, well, it was...
How'd your life change?
Yeah, it was very fast. When it got picked up by MTV, it was very fast. I did it for a few years in Canada. People kind of knew the show, but it was sort of an overnight success when it went on MTV. It was surreal. But, instantly, it was, a week after the show went on the air, I got called by David Letterman, who was my childhood hero. I got to go on Letterman. And a funny story, which I don't think I've ever told this story on television before.
Well, nobody watches us, so you can tell us.
Yeah, I can tell it. Perfect. Oprah called. Oprah. Right. But the thing that was funny is I had just done this prank on my parents, where it was one of the last big pranks we did on them, where I had statues made of my parents having sex, and we put them on the front lawn. And they were very graphic. There was a hose hooked up to it. There was water shooting out of certain parts of my father. It was a strange statue sort of idea. But they were very mad about that. And I went back to New York, and they called and they left a message on the answering machine. They said, if you air that bit, we're going to sue you bastards for $1 million, was what my dad was saying on the MTV answering machine. Okay? My first big job, and my dad's threatening to sue. They wouldn't sign any release form for that. MTV all of a sudden wanted us to sign release forms. So they weren't going to let me air this hilarious piece of comedy we did. And then Oprah wanted to have me and my parents on for her Mother's Day special. And she wanted to bring my parents on and play the bit where I painted their car. I painted pornography on their car. I had painted their house. I'd done all this crazy stuff. The Slutmobile. That was called the Slutmobile. And she wanted me to come on and apologize to them. So we all flew to Chicago. My parents were very excited. I had the release form in my back pocket, went on the show. Oprah surprised my parents and gave them an all-expense-paid trip to Tahiti.
Oh, my.
For 2 weeks. And after the show, I got my parents to sign the release form, and the the parent sex statues aired. So we have Oprah to thank for that.
Yeah. God bless her.
Yeah, thank you, Oprah.
Didn't a lot of people rip you off? They say, like, Jackass took all your ideas. Does that upset you?
No. Well, I don't know that anyone. I'm friends with the guys from Jackass. I like those guys. Steve-O and I actually do a stand-up comedy show together in Las Vegas, and that show came right after my show. My show stopped when I got sick, when I got cancer. I got cancer when I was actually right in the thick of doing my show, and we filmed the whole surgery, my testicular cancer surgery.
By the way, does it upset you a little bit that Lance Armstrong's ball took your balls thunder?
Everybody's ripping me off, man.
I'd cut his balls off if I was. I cut off the other one.
Well, at least he's doing well.
What about planking? Did you invent planking? And do you all know what planking is?
Yes.
Planking. You want to show them what this is what planking is.
Oh, yeah, plank on your bed.
Plank on my bed.
Would you plank with me? Or?
No, I'll just watch you plank. There you go. This is called planking.
I'll take credit for this.
Yeah. I did it. I have the first recorded plank in history. It is recorded in 1989. We did another one, which was more of a hidden camera plank / prank. We did it around 1992. And what I did was I
Stop planking.
That was great. Go ahead. Now,
the other thing is, the longer you do it, the more uncomfortable it gets, which I enjoy making people uncomfortable sometimes. I'm trying to kind of keep it together today because
that's very kind.
I don't want to,
Can I tell you something about planking? And I hope I'm not breaking your heart.
Yeah.
You were not the first. I was the first.
Okay.
I did it on my wedding night.
Oh, yeah.
I never moved. Never moved through the whole honeymoon.
Right, okay. On your face, though? Face down?
Face down.
Nice, okay.
It was a miracle that we ever had Melissa.
Yeah.
That just, What about the other thing? You've done a lot of firsts that people don't give you credit for. The Razzie Award.
Yeah.
You were the first one to show up. The Razzie Awards the night before the Academy Awards.
Yeah, the Razzie Awards is the awards show.
Tell them, because there are 3 people that really tune into this.
It is the worst awards show. It is the awards show that is not broadcast on television because nobody cares about it.
It's for all the terrible pictures, the Razzies.
Oh, right, that too, yeah. Well, the thing is, it was for my movie Freddie Got Fingered. I found those odd. They didn't have a very good sense of humor at the Razzies. And now they all talk about how, Halle Berry came.
Yeah, Halle Berry came and accepted it, but you were the one.
But when I went to accept it, they didn't like it. They did not like it. I actually rented an old beat-up 1950 white limousine with the fender and the bumper falling off, dragging. I brought my own red carpet. I got an old tuxedo. And I brought this old red carpet. I rolled the red carpet out, and I went in there and I accepted my award. And then I said I wanted to play a little song, and I pulled out a harmonica, and I just would not stop playing harmonica until they came and hauled me off the stage.
I think it's very funny.
But they were very angry with me about it. They were really, really upset. Like the guy who runs it, I don't know what his name is, but the guy that runs the thing, he was like, glaring at me and all angry at me and stuff. So I was glad that I kind of pissed him off a little bit.
You got a lot of teasing. You were married to Drew Barrymore for a year.
It was a genuine thing. It was a genuine decision to get married. It didn't work out. Things don't work out sometimes. You move forward.
Most people, during their lifetime, have had someone that really was mean to them or hurt them, whether it was in grade school, or high school, there was a teacher that you want to say, ha ha, see, I'm okay, and where are you? Is there anyone that you look back on? Was there a kid in school or somebody?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if there's anyone specific.
It's got to be, like, I remember.
Any one single person.
Like, there were 2 mean girls in my class, Joanne and Mary.
Yeah.
3rd grade. I just want to look at the camera and say, Joanne and Mary, okay, fine, you didn't let me in the in-group, but I'm sitting here now with Tom Green, and where are you, 2 old, dried-out bitches? That's what you are. Probably dead. Probably going like this, trying to get out of your coffin.
Absolutely. Well, I'd like to say that to everybody from my entire graduating class. The whole school.
What school? What was it called?
Yeah, Colonel By Secondary School in Gloucester, Ontario, Canada. All to all my teachers, yeah. To all my teachers that said that I wasn't going to amount to anything. All you teachers that said that I wasn't going to make it. Well, look at me now. I'm in Hollywood here. New York. I'm in New York, I mean. I'm in Hollywood. I'm in New York. Where are we?
Both.
I'm in New York City, okay? With Joan Rivers. I'm in bed with Joan Rivers, suckers. So screw you, man. Screw you, you losers!
That was so nice.
Thank you.
Don't you feel good now?
Yes, thank you, actually, for giving me that opportunity.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that, actually.
Now, we always end our show with Melissa asking a few questions.
Like to play a little game.
Okay.
Keep it or kill it.
Okay.
If you
you're
keep
like
it.
You're like the Freddie DeCordova of this,
I
right?
am.
Yeah.
I am. Nice reference. There's 2 things on the card. One, keep. One goes away forever.
Okay.
So pick a card, read it out loud, and I'd like to know which one you pick and why.
Oh, is this like mentalism?
Kind of.
Okay.
Wait, you took
Okay.
2, I think.
No? Okay. I did, yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Read it out loud.
Read out loud.
Okay, Snooki or JWoww?
Yes.
I'll keep Snooki.
Why?
Because I think I like her. I like her personality when I see her on TV. JWoww, I don't know anything about her other than I know who she is, but Snooki seems kind of funny to me. That's all. I've never watched the show. I never watched that show. I've never watched the Jersey Shore. I don't have a big opinion about Snooki or JWoww. Blonde or brunette? Oh, this is tough, sitting between a blonde and a brunette, too. This is tough.
Really tough. 108 and 13, yeah.
You know, I mean, when I was you know, in high school growing up, I was always like really into blondes, like crazy into blondes. But lately, I'll be honest, I've been more into brunettes lately.
Okay, so brunette stays.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
What about gray?
Yeah. That's good. I like that. Madonna or whore? Madonna or whore? That is some wild stuff. Okay. I was trying to do an impression there. Okay.
It worked.
Let's see. Well, I guess do I have to choose one? I'll pick whore, I guess. Why not? Yeah.
Over Madonna any day.
Tom, thank you so much, Tom. It's so good to see you and
Thank you,
talk
Joe.
with you. Just
Thank you.
Tom Green, everybody. Tom Green.
All right.
And would you close the show for us?
Okay. You know, of all the things that I've gotten to do in Hollywood, I never thought that I would get in bed with Joan Rivers. So this was an incredible experience. I think the highlight was when Joan gave me the opportunity to scream at all my childhood enemies. Yeah, that was nice.
Talk about a class act. Tom brought me a beautiful bottle of wine, and the year is March.